What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pearl Media. In today's episode, we'll be reacting to another Kevin Samuels video. Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 24. I honestly haven't been keeping up. I was off of the app when you
Uh-oh.
notified me, but I know what the topic is.
So why should the top guys care what the bottom women think?
I honestly feel like they shouldn't,
Okay.
because we all get like the same 24 hours. We all know what we want at the end of the day. Why should I lower my standards and my thinking for someone who doesn't put in the effort and energy that I put in? So I honestly think that they shouldn't care what the average female thinks. But I mean, I've been watching you and I'm kind of confused. Like, you speak on like bigger women and stuff like that, and I'm a bigger woman. Like, I definitely have curves and stuff like that, and I know that it's important to be healthy, but why should me being big stop a high value man from wanting me? Like,
So they don't want you.
okay.
Then you just said it. Why should somebody who's up here, who's put in the work, care about what somebody who's down there ain't put in the same kind of work?
True.
Hold on. I'll let you speak. Unadulterated. A man puts his work in outside and competing in the world, making himself high value. A woman puts her work in the gym and in the mirror to look good for him, because that's what men value. Not only, but that's where it starts. So you asking why should that preclude you? Because where in the world do men who are already high value as the norm pick big women?
What if I was like on my weight loss?
Where in the world do men who are already high value pick big women?
You're right.
See, the fact of the matter is, you want an unfair deal. He's high value. He's up here. Your value's here, but yet you want him. But yet you just said it. Why should somebody who's up here care about what somebody who's down here think? But it's different when it comes specifically to you. Why?
I guess that's just the way my thought process is. But
Well,
no,
I mean,
I want to understand though. Like, I want to actually.
how tall are you?
How tall am I? Like 5'7".
Dress
like
size?
240.
Okay, so
I
man,
weigh a lot.
so man, hold on, don't. So you're about the size of a fullback. Okay, you weigh more. I mean, we don't even have fullbacks anymore. Mike Allstott will be proud. You weigh more than a man at your height, and as a matter of fact, you weigh twice as much as you should, and that is something that is 100% in your control.
Accountability, right?
So, a man can't control how tall he is, things like that, but he can't control how hard he works. What does that say to a man? That you are undisciplined. What does it say? You're lazy. That you're not willing to put in the work. And you're talking about wanting a man who's the top 10% of workers, the top 10% of the most disciplined men. Does that sound like a fair deal?
No, but what if I'm on my way to a better me? Like, what if I've taken accountability? Like, okay, yeah, I know I weigh a lot. I'm not gonna eat, out no more. I'm gonna make me a smoothie and eat some.
So you want him to, you want him to date you on your potential?
No, not on potential.
Well, you said, hold on, listen, man. You said I'm on my way.
Right.
That's potential. Potentially, you're going to be better.
Right.
That's dating you on your potential. Then you gone over the subway and date a man on his potential.
You're right. You're totally right.
See, y'all are all right with the double standards that benefit you guys. How about a better question? Why don't you get with a man who's on your level?
Well, I mean, I would say that I am seen someone who's on my level. But here's the thing. He's super duper healthy. He has a nice body. I mean, a nice body. He's not fat. He works out. He eats clean.
Mm-hmm.
He motivates me. He inspires me to be better. And
does he make a lot of money?
He makes probably an average $40,000 a year.
So that means he's about is he black?
Yes.
That means he's about an average earner black male. So why don't you just stick there? Sound like you won.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
He's the average black man in this country makes $42,000 a year, roughly $21 an hour. If he makes $40,000, that's $20 an hour.
Right.
Why aren't you guys going out? Why don't you guys just get married and going down in life?
Well, I mean, we just started seeing each other. Things are kind of, still fresh.
But you came in asking about high value men, and that's not a fair deal.
I just like watching your show. It's not.
But
like
I'm just
really.
Well, what I'm saying is more people need to get with people that are like them.
Absolutely.
And see,
definitely.
we don't tell men who are short and broke that they should get dime pieces, but we tell women who are unfit and average that they can get a high value man all the time. Mm-hmm. But it makes no sense because the men don't want that. And then when the man turns around and says, that's not what I want, we try to ask the man questions like, why not? Well, then why don't bad chicks date broke short dudes?
Well, see, I've always thought like, yeah, your looks is what's going to get their attention. And, that's what someone should like about you. But doesn't that fade away? Do
you have any brothers?
Going to change.
You have any brothers? You have any brothers?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers.
Then you should understand that men are visual creatures. And even in what you're saying is true. Then you should be the best right now. I don't want your faded 60-year-old looks today at 24. Give me a hot 24. I'll deal with the wrinkled 60 when it gets here. But when I got a busted 200 and 300 pound, it's only gonna get worse.
But yeah,
you get what I'm saying now. I'm not talking about you specifically, but I'm saying it's what you're doing, ma'am. It's still a way of asking the men to settle.
Right.
Why? We keep asking, but why? Well, why? And what you're really saying, why don't you just settle for us? Why don't you just accept us for where we are? But you don't settle for men. Settle to an American woman is a dirty word.
Right.
Any other question? Look, I think this is a good back and forth. You stay respectful, and you just got to understand that it has to be fair.
Yeah.
And modern women, for the most part, are not asking for fair deals. Okay. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Now let me stop right there. This is what I mean when I say a lot of women today completely misunderstand what men actually want. A man who has worked himself into the top percentage financially, socially, or in terms of status has options. And the very first thing men with options do is exercise those options. That means they don't settle for something average when they can have above average. And let's be real, physical fitness, health, youth, and femininity matter to men. Period. See, what's crazy is she's trying to flip the script like men shouldn't have standards. Imagine a woman being asked to date a broke guy with no ambition, no job, and no discipline. Would she go for that? Of course not. She'd say, why would I deal with that when I can do better? But when men say, I don't want to date someone who's overweight, suddenly it's fat phobia or shallow. No, it's just preference. And high value men can afford to stand on those preferences. Another thing that stood out is how defensive she got. Instead of asking, okay, what do high value men actually want and how can I align with that? She's arguing with the reality. That's what Kevin always pointed out. You can't negotiate attraction. Men are visual. Men with means don't want to be with someone who doesn't reflect his lifestyle or discipline. And if you think being big is just as attractive, you're living in delusion. At 24, she's still young enough to adjust course. But this mindset right here, arguing against reality, fighting men's preferences, dismissing what they actually want, This is why so many women age out of the dating market without securing the type of man they claim to want. High value men don't bend to the average woman's opinion. High value men pick what they want and move on. Bottom line, if you want a high value man, stop telling him what he should like and start listening to what he actually does like.